All right, so y'all want to see what's going on with my plants and garden? This is it. So I just have a few babies left that need to get a little bit bigger before I put them in better pots. I'm gonna redo this thing here completely and do something else with that pot. It's got no holes in it, but we got echinacea and chives, and all of these are supposed to be moringa, so I'm waiting for those to bloom. Over here we have my sage. It's a couple of years old. It seems to be doing well. We have many succulents. Andrew Kieschnick, that little tiny one, is the only one that survived the freeze from that cutting you gave me. And some rue. More sage. This sage I did from seed. And here we have strawberries and more of my lovely sage, a couple years old. This is Calancho. That'll get crazy. Here I have, these are both some lovely, let me move the broomstick, eucalyptus plants that I picked up at McIntyre's, and they are, not McIntyre, yes, McIntyre's. They are doing fantastic. I moved my catnip over here. I need to clean up these messy succulent bits and pieces. I need to find a pot for these little guys. This is my fish tank water. Some more wonderful succulents. Everybody looks so happy. I've got a couple moringas I'm growing down here from seed. We have hyssop, more succulents, aloe, lavender and thyme, some peppermint in this pot, and some more hyssop, some more lavender. That one got pretty hurt in the weather, so looks like it's coming back though. This is echinacea from last year. I guess it's perennial, so it came back with a vengeance this year. Hopefully I'll get some blooms this year. Oregano and sunflowers. More sunflower and loofah down in the bottom. Those are blueberry tomatoes. And that's loofah and tarragon. We've got peppermint going in the ground there. I planted some aloe and some lemongrass over there, and that should probably take off. We'll see what happens with that. And then coming this way, we have my 2 pots of okra, 6 plants in each of the pots. Well, and they're clumps of 3, so we should everything will survive, and we should have a whole lot of okra. Looks like my patty pan squash are doing really well. And down in here you can also see some Malamar spinach that came back from last year, and that's vining, so it'll climb up through there. Won't bother anything. In here we have cantaloupe in the front left corner, sunflowers in the right. That little clump on the right there is yellow crooked neck squash. I leave the clovers in here. I use them in some of my teas. And then we have green beans, sorrel, curry, basil, cilantro coming on. This is very exciting over here. This is my stevia from last year. Survived the freeze and came back. This is some beautiful chamomile. Survived the freeze and came back. Behind it I've got some lovely dill. I have a wonderful Sweet 100 tomato plant over there, and there are some rogue plants in the garden too. I'll show those to you. This is my lemon balm coming back beautifully, and lemongrass coming back beautifully. So you can see there's some rogue. See that little tiny rogue tomato plant right there? And there's one right there. And one right there. There's some behind this tomato plant, and even one coming out the side of the box. That's so funny to me. And I should have some holy basil coming right there too. I have a couple little spots of holy basil. I planted this lovely little red oak in this pot. Looks like there's some holy basil in there too, and some clover. This is interesting because these tomato plants I planted from seed inside, started them. They were the same size when I planted them in the dirt. These are two different kinds of dirt. So I was told that Happy Frog was awesome and it is so expensive, so I only bought 2 bags. And I have a few containers that have Happy Frog in it, and the rest have organic Miracle Grow in them. So the verdict is Happy Frog on the left, Miracle Grow on the right. So, and that is the same across the board. This is a Matt's Wild Cherry tomato. These 2 tomato plants were planted at the same time. Happy Frog on the right, Miracle Grow on the left. And these are a different tomato, Chardonnay tomatoes. So I've got peppers and sunflowers, another red oak, and some onions. I have a couple moringa trees that I planted in the ground. One might survive. I don't know if it will, so I'm gonna try again if these don't. I'm very excited. My moringa tree from last year that I thought died in the freeze is sprouting with a vengeance. So it's coming back, and it looks like it's got some holy basil in its pot. And all of these babies in here were all planted from seed, and they're getting bigger. And we have some bush cukes here and some hybrid bush cukes over here. Dill, basil, cilantro, chives, several different kinds of peppers. Now these, something decided it wanted to eat all my peppers. So I have been treating them organically with Dr. Bonner's eucalyptus and peppermint soap mixed with water. So I spray that on, and then I sprinkle a little food grade diatomaceous earth just on the plants that are actually getting eaten, and they seem to be much happier now. They're crooked necked yellow squash. They're supposed to be vine borer resistant, so I have those. I have 3 different kinds of large tomatoes in here. I love it. And we have chives and dill and leeks and some more basil in the center, and then another chamomile plant that made it from last year. Lots of blooms on those. And then here I have these 2 patches are both butternut squash. So hoping to have some butternut squash as well. And then over here we have some more sunflowers. And then these are wonderful little lemon cucumbers, and they grow to actually the size of a lemon. They look like a lemon. It's supposed to be really good for pickling and putting in salads. And then there I have some more clover and some more chamomile in the front, and then some more of those lemon cucumbers on the other side. We have, this is oregano, and it is going crazy. I'm gonna have to harvest some of that today or tomorrow probably. And then down there is another cantaloupe plant.